Hi everyone, my name is Krista Clary and I'm a safety advisor with the Newfoundland Labrador Construction Safety Association. Today I'm going to be talking to you about inspections of an aerial work platform. So some of the things we're going to be talking about is the requirement for per-use inspection. We'll take a look at what our legislation says. Then we'll also discuss certain items that are going to be required to check when we are doing our pre-use inspection. Keep in mind that there are different types of lifts and they all do not look the same. So some of the items that we discuss may or may not be applicable to your specific aerial work platform. We're also going to be discussing the paperwork that we may need to be complete when we are doing our inspections. And we're also going to discuss the process for reporting any defects or issues that we may encounter once we finish our pre-use inspection. So the first thing is our pre-use inspection. So according to Section 251 of the Newfoundland Labrador Occupation Health and Safety Regulations, it states that mobile equipment shall be maintained in safe operating condition, and operation, inspection, repair, maintenance, and modification shall be carried out in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions or in the absence of instructions as approved by a registered professional engineer. So this means that anytime we are operating it or conducting inspections or maintenance of it, we need to make sure that we are complying with our manufacturer's specific instructions. We need to make sure that these inspections are conducted by a person who is competent, so someone who has the knowledge, the experience, and the training in inspecting aerial work platforms. Make sure that they are conducted as per manufacturer's instructions, and we're also going to follow applicable standards depending on the type of aerial work platform. So depending on the type of aerial work platform, there may be various CSA standards that have to be applicable to that particular one, and so we need to be aware of their existence and what those indicate. So we're going to move on to conducting an inspection. So in the picture we have a picture of a scissor lift, as well as a picture of a boom lift. When we are doing the inspection, we're going to start in a lowered position. So one of the first things that we're going to do is verify that the operator's manual is readily available. This should be available within the lift. Verify that the annual inspection sticker is on the aerial work platform and within the appropriate date. Next, we're going to be looking at the tires, making sure that they are inflated within the PSI limit outlined by the manufacturer. We're also going to make sure that they're in good condition, so there's no cuts, splits, damaged rims, or anything like that. We're going to make sure that the wheels are secure so that there's no nuts or retainers that are loose, damaged, or missing. We're going to check the fluid levels, make sure that the oil, hydraulic, fuel, or coolant is at the appropriate levels. Make sure that there's no obvious fluid leaks on the ground and within the machine. We're going to check our battery levels, check charger cord and ensure that it's not damaged, so the cord's not cracked or stripped. Steering and brakes are working. We're going to make sure that our warning devices, so any horns, gauges, lights, and backup alarms are working, that the guardrails on the lift are in good condition and secured. Any mechanical fasteners and locking pins are not missing. The air, hydraulic, pneumatic, fuel, and electrical systems are working smoothly and operating at the intended minimum PSI limit. We're going to be checking our wheel alignment and checking for any loose or bent components, pins, or fasteners. We're going to verify that the decals and signage on the aerial work platform are available and legible. This would include the identification plate, information decals, platform loads, maximum wind speed, and maximum number of persons. We're going to make sure that the controls are identified and that they have the directional arrows on them. We're going to check for loose, damaged, or exposed wires. We're going to inspect the chassis and boom for general conditions. So we're going to be looking for any cracks, damage, corrosion, or misalignment. We're going to make sure that the platform gate openings can open properly and close securely, that the hinges are functioning properly when raised and secured when closed. We're going to inspect the counterweight area for condition of pins, switches, signage. We're going to ensure that ground controls and emergency stops are working properly. And we're also going to ensure suitable anchor points for the fall arrest system are available. There may be other additional items that may be specific to your aerial work platform, so you would need to make sure that you inspected those as well. Once we've completed the inspection in a lowered position, we're going to raise the aerial work platform. Once we do this, then we're going to inspect the areas that were difficult to inspect when the aerial work platform was in a lowered position. So any fasteners, pins, cracks, any structural damage, and things like that. We're going to determine that the audible and visual alarms are still working and ensure that platform controls are working. So the direction, the steer, the basket rotate, basket level, and anything like that. So the best way to demonstrate that we have completed a pre-use inspection of our aerial work platform is to document it. So one of the items that workers can use is a checklist. So the checklist would identify all of the common things that are associated with a list. This can be as specific as the company needs. Oftentimes the manufacturer will make a checklist available that is specific to their equipment, and if not, our website certainly has them available and companies can utilize them if necessary. The inspections are required to be completed prior to use, so we need to make sure that before the workers are working on them, that they are conducting their inspections. This would include, on a daily basis or any time that the aerial work platform is in use. The other thing is that when we are completing our documentation, we are going to make sure that it is completed in full. So any of the issues are identified, we're indicating who the operator is, the date that the inspection was conducted on, the specific piece of equipment that we are inspecting. And lastly, if we do identify that there is an issue or a defect with our aerial work platform, one of the first things we need to do is stop using the aerial work platform and notify the appropriate personnel. So depending on who that is within your company, it may be notifying a supervisor, or it may be contacting the rental company or a maintenance company. We're also going to follow the company's procedure for defective tools and equipment. So we're going to make sure that we tag the equipment and make sure that no one else can use that piece of equipment. And we're going to contact the supplier for maintenance. So we're going to make sure that that aerial work platform gets fixed before anyone else can use it. So in conclusion, we need to make sure that the operators are aware of how to conduct the inspection and be familiar with the manufacturer's instructions and the specific guidelines that are outlined in that for conducting the inspection. We're going to make sure that they are documenting this inspection before they use it, report any deficiencies to their supervisor, and follow the company's protocol for any defective equipment. Thank you, and we hope you have a great day.